Alright, Sonic fans, after months, weeks, years of waiting, we finally have the first official trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And they didn't just do a little teaser trailer, no, not dip your feet in. They put out a full 3-minute trailer promoting this film, and boy, I was starting to get worried this film was getting delayed because, I mean, the end of August and you still haven't put your trailer out? It's a little bit weird. But no, we finally have the trailer now, and wow, this film looks fantastic, and it shouldn't come to any surprise. I mean, the word shadow alone thrown in gets me excited. So, without further ado, let's go into the trailer today, guys. So I'm just going to share my thoughts, breaking down some little pieces and some Easter eggs, rumours, predictions, all that fun stuff. But before we get started, let me know your thoughts down below on this trailer. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Somewhere in the middle? What are some of your theories and rumours and some crazy stuff in there? But with all that said, guys, let's get started talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer. And the trailer kind of starts off with Sonic and Tails and Knuckles hanging out with the new family, and we see them whizzing through London, which is really awesome. I always love it when they show the UK in an American film. We see Sonic on, I believe it's Tower Bridge, jumping up in the air, and then we see Knuckles sliding off Big Ben, which is really cool, which reads 3 o'clock. I don't know if that's coincidental, if it means something. Let me know down below in the comments. And we see Tom take Sonic to his old cave, where there's a little picture of him and Longclaw taking him back, and Donut Lord Tom is basically saying how, you know, he's so proud that he kept his heart and didn't lose any of that for everything that he's been through. Then we see them completing a little bit of the training course from Sonic, no, not Sonic, the Knuckles show, sorry, flying through the mountains of Green Hills. And then kind of we get to the Paramount Sega thing. Then after that, so I get really excited because we see Prison Island, which was featured in level 4 of Sonic Adventure 2, and this is where Shadow is being kept. So we see Shadow in this little like cage prison thing asleep, and his eyes just open, looking vicious. He smashes that glass like it's nothing, and he comes out like all wet and everything because he's been in like the cocoon state thing. And then we see all these gun agents pulling out their guns, getting ready, and he just walks out looking awesome, so cool, really intense everything. Then he just starts getting at it, which is really cool, and we kind of see one of the government guys, I can't remember his name, the Olive Garden guy, he's explaining to Sonic over a narration how his backstory, Shadow's, is a lot similar to Sonic's. However, where Sonic found love and family and friends, his fell into pain and grief, that being, you know, Maria, and we do see a little shot of Maria, and it supposedly means that she does die, and they do show it, but she doesn't get shot. She gets, the lab explodes. That's what we're getting from this trailer. That's the vibe we're getting. Probably because if this is a PG, it's a little bit too dark. And I don't know if they'll introduce the illness that she has, because that's quite intense for a PG. But I don't know. They still might do. Then we see Tails flying a helicopter, flying around with a helmet on, and they're like, where are we going to find Shadow? And then they see this big explosion. I believe it's Tokyo. And they're like, yeah, we'll start there. That seems like a sensible place to start. They jump out of the helicopter and they both land in, looking all intense. And then we see Shadow walking out of the fire. And there's this really funny joke where like Knuckles says, this hedgehog is a lot better than the one I fought. That was pretty funny. And then we get the first Keanu Reeves line of Shadow. Absolutely amazing, where he goes like, you're a colourful bunch or something. Such a good way just to introduce him at the start, and that was really awesome. And I think he sounds great. You know, the little lines we get, I think Keanu Reeves, he was always my top choice, and they were foreshadowing it in the first Sonic film. He looks amazing, and sounds amazing as well. So then we see Knuckles, he's going head first in the fight, and Shadow just completely destroys him. He kind of breaks his wrist or something, and he punches Tails, and then with his like hover shoes, I can't remember what, air shoes, is that what they're called? He grabs Sonic, throws him in the air, strangling him, like choking him, and then just throws him right on the floor. There's a big explosion and everything. And then it kind of goes to from Paramount Pictures, and then we see like the Sonic Adventure 2 ship going in the air in London. This is noticeable from the scene at the beginning of the trailer where Sonic's on Tower Bridge and everything. My guess is that the final battle is along the River Thames in London. That would be pretty awesome. Take it to new places. This seems like a globe-trotting adventure kind of film where the first one was like a road trip one, and the second one kind of went to new places a little bit, but this one's going to like actual countries and everything, so that's pretty good. I quite enjoy that, considering this is live action. We even see Shadow like zoom in, like flying on water. That's pretty cool. And then we see some more of Shadow like teleporting, kicking, punching all these gun agents. Then there's a really interesting bit where we see Tom, or Donut Lord, scream Sonic's name from the top of his lungs, and it cuts to Shadow punching him. But I think that's a different scene put together because the backgrounds look quite different. So I don't think that is Shadow punching Tom at that bit. I mean, it might be. However, I still think, I do think there's a chance that Donut Lord could die in this film, or something could happen to him, because you can see with his uniform he's got promoted, so he's not just the sheriff of Green Hills. So there's a chance that, you know, he could lose him, and then come we see with some of Sonic's emotions a little bit later in the trailer, which we'll go into. There's another little bit just after that where we see Tails, Sonic and Knuckles like tied up. They're tied to either like a bomb or like a pole or something, and we see like the little portal thing opening up. I can't quite remember what it's called. And there's been a lot of people saying that it looks like Amy next to tied up with them. It's not, it's Knuckles. You can just tell by the shoes and the hairstyle. It's not Amy. I can confirm it's not. I've had a look at it, I've zoomed in. It's definitely not Amy. And you can just tell by the shoes as well, it's not. And then basically Sonic and all of the gang, they're out of ideas of how they're going to stop Shadow. So they're like, there's only one guy who can do it. And we see like the crab from the Sonic game show up. That's really cool. And obviously it's Eggman. But before that, there is a little shot of Tails warning Sonic about it. Now, I actually don't know if they're talking about that in this scene. It looks a bit edited through. Now, we can see that Sonic is a lot angrier at the other end of this trailer. And I feel it could be some form of Tails warning Sonic about doing something that he might regret. Or, I mean, it could be about Eggman. It could be about going to fight Shadow alone. It could, you know, many possibilities. And he's just like, when's that ever stopped me? A bad idea. But yeah, he, like, from this point on in the trailer, he seems like a lot more intense and angry. Then we see Jim Carrey's Eggman back, and he's fat. After 3 films, he's finally got that fat suit on, and we see Agent Stone, and they're all trying to recruit him, which is really cool. And, you know, he's got his stash and everything. So they're like, we need your help. And he hands him one of the quills. I don't know if that could mean something later. There's another theory that I have about the quill, whether he keeps it or not. So, you know, he's all getting ready and everything. The suit looks a little disappointing, I must admit. Because it's just like the same one from Sonic 2, but just a bit stretched out with Agent Stone's clothes. We see them walking through a portal, and we see Shadow powering up his machine in what looks to be Tokyo. And we see lots of shots of Shadow, some more Keanu Reeves lines. And then we see him on his motorbike, his iconic motorbike. That was so cool. You saw my YouTube short the other day where I was speaking about the Lego Sonic set. You know, I said it could be in the film. And then there's this other shot where it could be in space. I don't quite know. Maybe not actually. Where Tails is flying away from Knuckles and Sonic, looking pretty angry or determined. I don't know what this could mean. This could either mean that Tails just doesn't want to work with Eggman. It could mean that he's going to sacrifice himself, or he's just going off on his own little side quest. You don't really know. And there's just some other shots and everything. And then we see Sonic, Tails and Knuckles at like a little Chuck E. Cheese like place, and we see Chow. We see the 3 of them like as animatronics, not as aliens or robots, which is maybe a little bit disappointing, but I guess they couldn't find a way to introduce them without doing that. So I guess it could be just a little Easter egg thing for fun. And we see a bunch of missiles being shot at, and there's someone sat at the table with them, but I can't quite tell who it is. And there's this really cool scene in the rain where Sonic says to Shadow, "What did you do?" And Shadow just replies with what he had to. So that's interesting. There's good potential there. And we see Shadow zooming in the sky doing the Akira slide with the motorbike going high in the air, and then he jumps off, and Shadow and Sonic just go back at it. This is probably the same scene from earlier. Then we get the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 logo, awesome stuff, and then we see Jim Carrey is playing none other than Gerald Robotnik, and somehow he's alive. I have no clue how. Could be some time travel, and that was a rumour that time travel is going to be in this. Them two are reunited, and that just about wraps up the trailer here. And I think Eggman is probably going to end up betraying Sonic and the gang, and he's going to work with Gerald Robotnik. Now I think, this is just a guess, that the quill that Sonic gave him, I think he could use that quill to create Metal Sonic. That could be really cool, because I think by the middle point of this film, Sonic and Shadow are going to become friends to face a much larger threat. And I'm not saying they're going to be best friends, but I think there's going to be a larger threat. It could be Metal Sonic. It could be, I don't know, it could be many things. But like, as for the film, I think possibly Tom could die, and that makes Sonic a lot more angry and a lot more determined to fight. I think that's always a possibility to happen in this film. And one of my main concerns before the trailer was that they were going to sideline Tails and Knuckles a little bit. They haven't. I'm grateful for that, because then too, you just can't have a Sonic film now without them, because they're such iconic characters. And, you know, do I think we're going to get Amy and Rouge? Very possibly. I don't know if we're going to get any in the film though, because I think Shadow is just going to carry it so much. But boy, am I excited for this. The music was kicking in. The action is great. Please make it PG-13. I know it's probably not going to happen, but please make it happen. It would be so cool. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this one. Another rumour I've heard is that, you know, in case ditching the thing with Maria getting shot, if it was possibly Tom's like grandfather or great grandfather or something who killed Maria, or was like the cause of it, and that's why Shadow hates humans and things. That's always another possibility. But for now, we're just left with these rumours at this point in time, and this trailer was great. I don't think I'm going to watch another trailer, because I feel they've given away just enough, and I don't think I want any more. So if another trailer comes out and I don't put a video out on it, it most likely means I haven't watched it, or just don't want to spoil anything for myself or anyone else. So with all that said, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment and subscribe, share with your friends, family. Let me know your thoughts down below on the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer. And did I miss anything? Were there any Easter eggs, bits and bobs that I missed? Please let me know. I would love to know. However, that is all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, Sonic fans and Sonic Adventure 2 fans.